Okay, so this is a sample scene from Unity for SteamVR, and we're going to take a look at how we can define the following scene. Now, this is entitled Interaction Examples, and within the newer version of Unity 6, by default, the texture will not be linked. So I will close this project. And within Unity Hub, I will create a new project. In this case, I will call this VR template. I will also add one. And I will use Universal 3D in this case. So I will create the following project. And now we're going to see Unity 6. We see the installing of packages for this. And depending on the hardware specification of your computer, this can take, in some cases, even several minutes. Now, the main problem is that by default, within the newer version, the texture will not be linked, so everything in the scene will be ping, but only after we're gonna add the SteamVR template. So this is a default universal 3D project. As you can see, we're gonna have a main camera, a directional light, and a global volume. If I will select one of those and press F on the keyboard, that will fit to the selected. So this will be the camera, this will be the default directional light, and this will be the global volume. These are quite similar to those within Blender. So we have a light, we have a camera, and this will be the origin, so the position for 0, 0, 0. Now let's add the following template. So I will go over here within Window. Initially, if you just created a Unity account, you will need to go to the Asset Store. So this will open over here, as you can see. And we also need to be logged in within the platform. So if I will search over here for SteamVR, we're going to see the following plugin. So this will be available for free. In my case, since I already have this added to my account, I can have the possibility to open this directly within Unity. Over here, you're going to click Add to My Assets. And afterwards, we can also click over here on Open Unity. This will link towards the Open Unity version. So in this case, to the following project that we previously defined, the VR template. And over here within the asset folder over here, so my assets on the left side, I will select the SteamVR. Initially, you will have a button over here for download. In my case, since I already have this added, you see over here I added it in 2019, I can already have this imported. So initially click on download, wait for that to finish, and afterwards click on import. And the Unity import package will appear. So in this case, we're going to import everything. So you can hit import. Now within the project folder, the SteamVR project will be added, and we're going to see that some update for the scripts will be required. So in this case, we're going to see some of the project source files referring to the API that has changed. And we can see that this can be automatically updated. It is recommended to have a backup for the project before updating. Do you want these files to be updated? In this case, for all the scripts over here, so we're going to see the test row, we're going to see the buggy. Over here, we're going to have a character. I'm going to click yes for these and other files that might be found later. And we're going to see the compiling of those scripts will start now. And afterwards, there will be additional changes that will need to be done within the project settings. This will usually be done automatically. So we see now the FBX files, the sounds over here, the BAP, and other prefabs will be loaded within the project. As soon as those will be loaded, they will also be added within the project folder over here. And this is an additional change. We see over here that OpenVR Unity installer has been installed over here. It is prompted that a restart to the Unity editor may be necessary. In this case, it won't be, so I'm going to click OK. And we're going to see over here within the project settings, within XR management plugin, we're going to have the following check over here for OpenVR loader. Now for the Unity settings, we're gonna see that over here it will be the following recommended project settings. So in this case, we can accept those. And now we can close the project settings, we can close the package manager, and we already have added everything about SteamVR within this project. And those will all be located over here within SteamVR and SteamVR resources. Now, within the large asset folder for the project, I'm going to go over here to search and I will type in Inter from interaction. And this will be the example scene from SteamVR. If you're going to go back to Unity to, for example, my assets, we're going to see that in this case, we have the description for SteamVR. We see that the supported versions will be from 2019 or higher. Also, the package hasn't been updated recently. If I'm going to jump over here, we're going to see that the latest version will be 2.8.0 in this case, and this is from January 2024. But this is more than fine. As we can see over here, Valve maintains this Unity plugin to smoothly interface this with SteamVR. So in order to connect to various head mount headsets, it is mandatory to have Steam and SteamVR installed on your computer. And we see over here that we can connect to most popular PC VR headsets using this. And the main advantage is that there will be many examples that we can use within this scene, and they can help us to get started with the VR application. Okay, so now in order to open that scene, I will double click on interaction and we're going to see that scene loaded. And the first thing that we're going to see is that all the elements will be pink. So just like within Blender, pink means that the materials are not well defined within the current rendering pipeline. So for example, if I will select the ground floor, in this case, this selected the following text, but if I will move around with the WASD or with the arrow keys, if I will click on the floor, we're going to see that the material will be available over here, so floor material. This has been changed within version 6, so previously the render pipeline was automatically set correct, so all the textures appeared. Now, in order to fix this, we can go up to Window, afterwards within rendering, and we have over here the render pipeline converter. And as we can see, this is the option, so build into URP, so universal pipeline in this case. We need to do the following, so in this case, material upgrade. I can check over here. As you can see, this will be pending installation. And now if I will initialize converter for this, we're gonna see that the scene has not been saved, so this will save the scene so that we can proceed with this render pipeline converter. We see a total of 93 materials over here, and if I will initialize and convert, we're going to see how Unity will convert those materials. So we see in this case the conversion complete with additional errors over here. So for various models, there are some additional errors over here. As you can see, for example, for this balloon pop line, it will still have over here a conversion error. Now, considering that the VR environment for the showroom, we're gonna move various 3D models, so we are only gonna use some of the scripts within this template. We can leave those as it is. Now, this is the following scene, and if I will play the simulation, this will take us to the camera within the VR environment. And since I don't have a headset connected, let me move this lower, since this car automatically started over here. You will see, as soon as I'm going to pick up with the mouse the car, the wheels will no longer turn. But if I will move this within, for example, the table, the car again will have those blue so I'm gonna leave this on the simulation will start. Now, if you would have a VR headset connected, this will automatically take the scene within the VR simulation, and depending on this player prefab over here, this will actually define the location of the user. So as you can see, we're going to have the hand, we're going to have the head collider, and the main advantage is that this will be added directly, as you can see, on the ground floor. The initial position is 0, 0, 0, and depending on the height of the user, the height of the location of the head of the user will also be synchronized with that. So this is the initial scene, and within the following video we're going to start adding some elements. If I'm going to zoom out, we're going to see that this will be the ground floor. This has a scale of 4 on X, 3 on Y, 4 on Z in this case. We also have an additional floor over here, which is entitled floor 1. And this will be a lot larger, as you can see over here. If I'm going to start the simulation again, we're going to have collision. So in this case, box collider with those. For example, if I will grab this car, we're going to see that we have collision with the first floor over here. I'm going to leave the car. And again with the following one. And if I will go close to the car, since this dropped from this initial floor to the second one, you see over here the visibility of that plane and the other one. But if I will go a little bit back, you're going to see that the visibility of that plane will no longer be visible. This is because the plane doesn't have any thickness, so this will render only from one direction over here. We can also have that reverse within Blender, or we can create a custom shader within Unity in order to have that rendered on both sides. We're actually going to do that for the car, since within the showroom we're going to add the car and we're going to have the door, for example, open, and once that door is open, if our model is made from surfaces, all of those elements will not be visible if we don't address that shading problem. If I will grab the car, if I will move, for example, like this, if you're going to hold down shift, this will increase the speed. So in this case, I will go to the edge of this. If I will leave the car over here, we're going to see that it will drop over there. And since we don't have any scripts that will destroy that object, it will just fall constantly over here. So if I'm going to search over here for the buggy, we're going to see this will be the buggy, and we see the position. So this is on X, on Y, and we're going to see how also the rotation will change in real timing. If I'm going to press F over here, in this case, it will not move the camera to that buggy. But as you can see over here, that position will change. So this is why it's important. If we're going to interact with elements that will leave this ground floor, we will need to have those destroyed, because otherwise the application will start to drop frame rate, since it will have to do the calculation for all of those objects. Okay, so this was the first section regarding the VR template for the car showroom. This was mainly, the main goal was to have this set up. And as you can see now, since I filtered this with buggy over here, everything will be in gray, and only those elements that have that naming will be visible. So this is Unity search filter that enables us to better locate various components within the scene. We can also press F, and that will fit to selected. So in this case, this will be the buggy, this will be the buggy controller, and this will be the buggy platform. As you can see, this will be that pillar where that car is added, and by default we're going to see that this platform will be within the ground floor. So if I will remove that, we're gonna see the platform is actually over there. And when we're gonna play the simulation, we're gonna have that start. And that's just another prefab, just like the other playboy that has been already go within the ground floor. Okay, so I will position a similar video over here on the left side, and also the subscribe button to the right. This was part 1. Until the following part, I'm gonna start Blender and I'm gonna start moving those 3D models from Blender to Unity. Okay, so see you within the following part.